What is going on, everybody? Cabo here. We're going to be checking out Factorio again. I was kind of looking for a nice, chill, relaxing game for the evening. Because I am kind of spent at the moment. Who do we got here? Hey, Meg. What's going on? Blazing. What's up on the Twitch side? You're welcome, Meg. I have that effect on people. Oh boy. We're off to a great start, aren't we? Twitch is talking about fetishes and I'm scaring people. Well, can only go downhill from here. It's good, nice. Glad to hear that, Blazin. Stargate, what's up? Dramatic music. I try. Blazin, you usually own the chat lately. You've been all over that. And actually, let me move that just a little bit. Now I can even see how many people are in Twitch chat. Oh my. That way I'll know when your dominance has been challenged. I know that I forgot to open that one again. You're first? Yes, you are, Blazin. Thank you. Thank you for the loots. So, for those of you who aren't familiar, we're raising money for St. Jude's this month. I think pretty much everybody here knows that, but just gonna run through that again. We're raising money all month. Anything that comes in through Loots, which is a free way to donate and get your message up on stream like that, all that money goes towards the charity as well as donations. If you want a more info on that, you can check out the description or you can check out the panels if you're over on the Twitch side. Kinda, Meg. A little bit. Jackie, what's up? What else did I miss? Did I catch everything else? I think I got everything else. How's that new phone treating you, Stargate? And also, don't mind me. But I realized I should probably not claim on YouTube that I'm playing Star Wars right now in the description. I'm gonna fix that real quick. Is it just Factorio.com? I think it's just Factorio. Yeah, it's just Factorio.com. So we're just gonna update that real quick. Done. Perfect. Alright. Well, that takes care of that. And now for the game noise. Let's see. If you don't mind, catch up on some of my subscribe peeps videos. Yeah, no worries. Assume you'll still be here. Also have to make some shells and cheese. Yeah, no worries. Don't worry about that, Stargate. I'll be here for probably between 10:30 and 11 is when I'm going to stop Eastern. Awesome. Glad to hear that about the phone. Have fun watching those videos. And you are not, Jackie. Actually, I got started like 5 minutes ago, maybe. As far as starting the stream, I didn't even start doing this stuff yet. What else did I miss? Did I get everything else? Volume isn't on, so I can't hear what you're saying. Gotcha. I gotcha. Meg, you can relay if I need. Cause you're a friend. Oh, Blazing, sorry I missed that a minute ago. I don't know, he just lurks there. Must be view botting or something. I mean... So, I don't actually remember what I was doing. I'm just kind of wandering back and forth while I'm reading chat. On the bus, way back to the hotel. Oh, cool, you went to a baseball game. You'll have to tell me about that later. What is this? Oh, steel. We were making steel over here. Okay, well, that makes sense. And this is just stockpiling coal for days and days and days. So we'll just go ahead and top that one off. We'll top that off. And that. And just about there too. I guess I'll just take that. Is this as full of copper plates? Well then, that explains a lot. Aw, thanks, Meg. Yo, Omega, how's it going? So while actually I have all of you here, I do want to mention that Thursday is likely not going to show up on YouTube as far as the stream goes, because I signed up for working with the Twitch team that I'm a part of, Streamers Connected, and I'm going to be streaming, assuming everything works, I'm going to be streaming through their channel, through their website, and I'll provide links for that as soon as I know them myself. I'll probably end up just throwing a video up on YouTube tomorrow, just a quick one with the link in the description and stuff like that, so you guys know where you can find it. But all Blazing. Well, that loot seems directed right at you, Blazing, so thank you, Meg. Thank you for the loots. There you go. Ask and you shall receive, Blazing. Let's see, what? I mean, I've got all the copper. I guess I could sell some stuff. I mean, I don't even know what to bother selling. This is only stockpiled because I have a full chest over here already. Let's see, what else? Love to play Factorio with you. You were okay with it, of course, because I bought it off the website a year or two before it was on Steam. Oh, you know the Steam multiplayer option? That's annoying. There's this, oh, okay. Did deal with the devil, Meg. Alrighty, Jackie. Be safe, and looking forward to seeing you later. Is that actually... It's not updating that, is it? I'm just realizing that it's not updating the restream chat. I'm just going to try and do a quick little toggle on that so you guys can hopefully see what everybody's saying on each other's side of things. Maybe? Are you gonna... Maybe? Did this just not open before? Is that what happened? That's what happened. Alright, you guys should be able to read what the others are saying shortly. Alright. How's that? Is that a little bit better? It's only saying that's connected to Twitch, actually, at the moment, but I'm assuming it'll catch up to YouTube sooner rather than later. That everyone in transit. Yeah. My family does that too, actually, Meg. Let's wait for it by school. Alex, what's going on? Lunch Patter, welcome. How's it going? Welcome to the channel. 143 out. I have school hours, isn't that great? Oh, that is annoying. I know the feeling. I've done it quite a bit myself. But on the plus side, you gotta be getting towards the end of the school year, so that is something to look forward to. Alright, Jackie, sounds good. Awesome, glad you're doing well, Alex. It's just dumping all this coal in here. 'Cause why not? That icon looked kind of weird for a second. I had to look at it again. Yeah, alright. Looks like everything is updating now. Got one question. Shoot. What's going on? This isn't... What is... Oh, I was making green... Oh, no. Green science was coming... Oh, right. I didn't automate this part. Duh. That makes a lot more sense. Alright, so let's Let's conveyor belt a little bit here. That should help things. And let's also just go ahead and do this. That'll probably speed that up a little. Iron. How's the iron? The iron stockpile. We'll just take all that. And we'll take all of that. And we'll sit here and make these for the next 20 years. Let's see. Thankfully, I only have 5.5 days of school left. Oh, wow. Class field trip. That's going to be fun. That's awesome. 5.5. When it gets that low, it's like, oh, yes. So much coffee in the morning at this rate. Oh, I hear that. Will I make merch? Actually, I spoke about that in a video that I recorded. I need to finish the editing on that, but I'm hoping to post that tomorrow. But to give you the short answer now, I would like to at some point, but I want to find out from you guys what sort of stuff you would be interested in before I try and commit to anything like that. I don't want it to be like, I'm just going to throw out, I don't know, boxes or something really weird. So I'd like to hear from you guys what sort of stuff you would like to see. But I'm with Meg on that one. Lunchpadder, I hope that you can get some rest and that you make it through okay. Nipple tassels, of course. Oh, hi, Eve. Glad you came in at the right time. Yeah. Military science pack? Interesting. I don't know what that's about. Uranium ammo. Oh, things are getting interesting now. Atomic bombs? Okay. We're gonna research this, because now I'm intrigued. Well, welcome at any rate. I need to make a bunch of these anyway. Should I automate this? Absolutely. Am I going to? Probably later, but for now. Eve has wonderful time. Don't get started on military science. In Factorio or, like, real-life military science. One thing, make, like, clothes and stuff and toys that are useful and fun. T-shirts. Yeah. See, actually, you know what? So definitely appreciate the feedback now. I definitely would also appreciate if you guys could comment when I throw up the video. Preferably the one that I recorded tomorrow, where I do the Q&A stuff that I was supposed to do a while ago, but I finally got editing software and figured out how to use it, and I'm going to put that up. But if you can't wait for that, you could throw it up in this one in the comments after the stream is over. But would definitely like it in the other one, that way I can have everything nice and consolidated. This is not the Factorio, remember, did they update? Some download content, but there is updates. There are updates, rather. So uranium, I am 95% sure, is actually in the base game now, Stargate. What else do I want? I'm just going to try and crank out some, like, easy to get, like, I have 20 million red science anyway tech. Yeah. I've got plenty of that. So I might as well just upgrade some things that don't really need to worry about the green science. And then I can let this start to create a nice little stockpile of green to go off of. That's the plan, at least. Dump some shells. Sounds good. Sounds good over there. Blazing. Join the dark side is basically what I read out of that one. Thank you for the loots, though. Yes, I do have a couple of mods also. The only mods I really have are Black Market, so you can buy and sell stuff. Time Tools, so I can speed this up. That way I'm not wasting everybody's time, hopefully. I never really want to do that. And the other one I have is the Bio Industries mod. So that is where this stuff comes from, like this biofarm. So I can actually grow wood, and I can plant trees and stuff. I kind of have this just on a loop. So basically, well, I'll catch up on chat first, and then I'll fill you in on this little tidbit over here. YouTube Eve. Oh, sorry, Eve. Twitch is still open. I promise. So basically what I'm doing over here is this is cranking out raw wood, which you would get from collecting from trees, as you would in the base game. Now, what it ends up taking is seedlings and water. So the water I'm just pumping in. Doesn't really matter where that's coming from. The seedlings, the recipe for that should be right over here. So you take one raw wood, it breaks down to 2 seedlings, 1 wood pulp, and the 40 seedlings with the basic package. It takes a while. The basic recipe, rather, will produce 40 wood. So you'll end up doubling the wood in the end, and you'll have the wood pulp on top of that. So I'm feeding that back out this way once I'm done. Feeding the wood, rather. And that goes into here to make the seedlings and the wood pulp. Feeding all the wood pulp this way. And the seedlings are going this way to go back into the whole machine. As far as the wood pulp goes, then we got these cokeries, which are another bioindustries thing. You can make different fuel types with the wood pulp and make more efficient ones. You can eventually make coal and coke coal and all sorts of other stuff. So that's what I've got going on over here, at least basically. I plan on expanding this. That's why I have this one waiting to go too. Sleep on the floor. We could talk about fetishes. Oh God, blazing. Ask and you shall receive. That's the second time that's happened today in this stream, Meg. Oh my. Let's see. Be kid friendly, not bad. Kid friendly, okay. Yeah. we see what we can do. I try to keep things relatively in check. Video quality is so much better. That's strange. That must be a restream thing, because I am broadcasting at the same bit rate and quality to both services. Maybe YouTube just doesn't like me enough. Tisk tisk. Oh, I'm supposed to have this doing things, aren't I? It'd be great if I had it doing things. There we go. I have to remember that I have to double the ingredient or the crafting amount for the inserters in order to match up with the transport belts, because there's a 2-for-1. No, you're fine, Meg. You're fine. Everybody's fine. I do appreciate you guys coming out, by the way. I know that I usually say that towards the end, but it does mean a lot to me that you enjoy coming by and hanging out and just create a nice positive community, because that's really what I want with the channel. It's to have a positive impact on the world and get to talk to all of you guys and just make the world a better place as a whole. So, thank you for helping be a part of that. You've done it. You've done it now, YouTube. Oh no, Meg. Blaze. Oh God, what happened to the power? Did I do a boo-boo? Did I? Well, we're gonna have way too many seedlings anyway, so sorry. I'm killing the unborn. Yeah, that's gonna just eat through all of these saplings in no time. So, well, are you calling to Flora? Oh no, that's Eve. Oh man, can't see other people's chats. It should be over on the right side of the stream itself. Sounds like a peekaboo kind of moment. That should last for a while at least. Eve, you are not. You've just been here for a while. Neither of you are old. Come on now. Alright, so we're gonna see about what happened with the whole fuel thing and just carry a bunch of coal over there, I think. I think that would be a wise decision. It's also... Alright, fine. Fine, game. We'll do it your way. We'll start some more research first. Oh, I don't know what to do with either of you now. Oh, that whole fuel thing. That's right. It can't keep up enough to actually pull saplings out quickly. Oops. That's not what I wanted. Feeding this channel. Like the three goddesses, Eve. Yes, indeed. Yeah, they. I think they did some GUI updates and things like that. But yeah, I haven't really checked out too much of 15 even, so that's why I'm looking forward to seeing all the new resources like the uranium and what else we can get going here. Just don't eat the fruit. Oh, I don't know what to do with you guys. I don't know what to do with you sometimes. I never asked for this. Alright, so let's see, I made the charcoal. So now 18 by 6, or rather what we need is 12. So 12 times 6 is 72. 8 by 8 is 64. So I'm actually losing. But then if I take that 8, let's see, 64. Yeah, it pays off if I finish the whole process. But I need another cokery. No adulting. Those were the days. Yep, indeed. I even have a shirt about it. But yeah, I'm not too familiar with the new stuff from 15. So there's gonna be a lot where I'm gonna be all, huh? What? Here, let's help this one out a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Now that shouldn't. Really, I should just move the inserter or take up this belt, but whatever. I'm not worried about it. Out of school because Japan. You know, I've never been to Japan. Oh, you gotta stay for math? Alright, Alex. Good luck with that one. And hopefully I'll catch you for the next one. Oh, ran out of power again. Emo was a passion, not a trend. Yeah. Oh, I got more saplings. Oops. Here, let's just feed the beast a little more, shall we? That ought to work. You're back. Awesome. Wow, that was real fast, Stargate. Thank you. Glad to see you back. Okay, so now I need another cokery. That's what I need. Focus. Focus, Chris. Focus. Cokery. What was that under? Here. I need stone. Alright. Stone is easy enough. I can get some stone. Of course, it would probably help if I, tried looking at the map instead of just wandering aimlessly. Ooh, that's really convenient. If you hover over, it tells you the rough yield of the different resource chunks that you find. That's actually really, really handy. Combined yield, that is awesome. Oh, man. I actually really like that. That's a cool feature. Cool. Good to know. Let's see. 16. That's when I graduated. Oh, okay. Yeah, earlier than us. Yeah, pretty much, Eve. Just go to school till you're 30. Everything will be fine. Don't worry about debt or anything. It'll be great. Financial... There it is. I knew I wasn't the only one thinking that. Just gonna go ahead and make this right now. And if we can set that up, that'll actually be really cool, because then we can get some nice high yield fuel that we're creating straight out of this and, energy, basically. So we're going to need some more belts. Let's do a few of those. I already have inserters. I'm not really worried about that. Actually, better solution. Why I didn't do this earlier? Good question. But we're going to pick this up, and that up, and that up, and we're going to put a chest down right in between them. That should actually make things a lot better for us. And then cokery over here, make the coke coal. Just need power, and everybody's happy. Yeah, that's how this works. All right, cool. Let's see now. While this guy's playing normal, I'm trying to figure out how to survive on my death world. Yeah, I'm just kind of relaxing, really. I want to hang out with you guys and just chat because, to be perfectly honest, I thought about what game to play today. I was like, if I play anything that's really active, I am going to be all over the place, tired, performing poorly, and not able to chat with any of you. And that's one of the coolest parts for me, is getting to engage you guys. So, but I'm sure I'll do a Death World at some point. I really do like Factorio. Would love to get into playing it some more. Oh, I need another chest, don't I? That would make sense. What if I put it... No. No. Well, I could, I guess. It would just keep this fueled. Here's how we're gonna do this, I think. We're gonna empty it this way. There's only 2 people who I know who actually talk to people in chat on their streams. Should play Kindergarten. I would check out Kindergarten. I know that a bunch of the YouTubers have been doing that lately. And I definitely hear you as far as people not really chatting with chat too much, Launchpadder. That's just one of the things that I really love about doing this. So it's a big focus of mine, and I try to keep up with it as best as I can. How about we chat about them emotes, huh? How about them emotes? There's so many things to do with emotes. Oh my goodness. Actually, I need to set up a custom one for Game Wisp subs. That'll be in the future. I really want to do this, actually. I really want to get solar energy. What do I want? Just tell you. I'll think on it. It's going to be like tiny, though. And you know the size that we're talking about, but the emotes are tiny. So I'll think on it. I'll probably do something silly like all the other Twitch ones involving like my face or something weird. Something that nobody wants to use ever. Here, let's run this like this. Actually, we're going to run this right here. That's what we're going to do with that. And then this can feed in to here. So now I can actually grab the coal out of here. Here, feed it with that. Yeah, so that's gonna burn slower, which is nice. And I'm gonna take all this coal, I'm gonna feed it right into here. So that'll actually boost the fuel value of all this coal that I've got here. So pixel artist. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's going to be tiny. I'll give you the dimensions later. Twitch Purgatory. How'd you get in Twitch Purgatory, Meg? We're going to take all this and do the same thing. And this. I'm just going to take all the coal that I can, really. Because this is much more efficient. And we like efficiency here. Yeah, that's going to be perfect. Hit a wrong button. Oh, no. Don't do that. Be careful. It's dangerous to go alone. I'll just dump that right back in. I mean, it seems like it works quickly enough to empty out before it produces anymore, which is convenient. Very convenient, I might say. And actually, speaking of kindergarten, I actually don't really know anything about the game other than I've seen it pop up on people's feeds. Internally screaming, why the screaming? But I want it. Oh dear. You know, there was a band teacher actually who used to do that all the time. He was ridiculous. Now, he was pretty cool, but I got some interesting music stories I'll have to tell at some point down on a video. I'll have to do it on a vlog where it's one of those, like, by the way, if you thought that this was going to be perfectly safe for children, you might not want to watch this one. Hey. No, I mean, it's just got to be language, but nothing too crazy. This thing is doing pretty well about knocking down some of the coal. I mean, I've got a ton of coal to just feed into this thing, which is good because that'll just keep increasing the value of all this fuel. Maybe worse. Yeah, I mean, it's not that's going to be like super bad, but it's enough that I just want to be like, by the way, if you are worried about this sort of thing, you may want to take that into consideration before watching this. Can't be worse, I would say. I would argue worse. I can actually cut off this entire process and not worry about the fuel. Iron I need to keep running though. So I'm gonna steal some of the product that we've got up here. We're just gonna take some of this over here. The other bonus is that coal has a stack size of 50, whereas this coke coal I think tops off at like 200. So you can pack a whole lot more fuel, plus it's more efficient on top of that and longer lasting. So all in all, just a straight out upgrade. Like that is gonna last for a bit. Yeah, I'll do 10 in each. You're good. Here, just give me that. And you can just give me that. That way, at least, they'll all be using the more efficient fuel. I can save up the coal for even more of this refining process. I always like to go for efficiency as far as resource usage. I'm not going to have the most efficient setup as far as things go, but that's just kind of the way I play the game, so. Hope you weren't looking for a mastermind back here, because you're not going to find them anywhere. Let's see, I got plenty of wood. This is actually feeding out pretty nicely. It's probably eventually going to hit a point where this runs out and we're just left with a bunch of saplings. So then I'll probably start either selling those, planting them, throwing them into to sell. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with those yet. We'll figure it out though. Alright, so we've got this. We're still feeding this thing with coal. If you're wondering why I'm trying to manually feed it, it's because the inserters technically take up some energy, and it's not like I was really in the middle of too much else anyway. So I figure I might as well just save it that little bit. But what I do want to do, once this gets a little bit of a stockpile at least, I'd like to start running the line all the way back. I want to run it back over to the stuff that actually uses it, but I don't have any lines for belts running behind the furnaces to feed them, so it's just gonna have to deal with me manually running back and forth for now, at least. which is a bit annoying, but at least it works. We'll just top that off. Death World, the only oil patch I can see is next to a giant biter base. Oh, can't make good weapons without killed biter bases. That's terrible. That's one reason. I mean, I know mods can make the game easier and all that, but that's one reason why I like the black market mod, because I could literally sit down and, well, especially once I research the next tier of it. But for now, I could sit down and be like, all right, let me go ahead and buy some science. How about we do that and just pick up the science? Or I could just buy crude oil barrels outright. But eventually, once I have it all set up right, I can just buy crude oil itself and pump that into the system with the money that I'm making from selling other stuff like this renewable resource that we've got going on here, the saplings. Are the saplings worth much? Not. They're not bad, I guess, but it's a use for them. So that's one reason why I really like this black market mod. I try to use that whenever I'm playing. But if I'm looking for, the vanilla experience, of course I'm not going to do that. But yeah, you seem like you've got a bit of a rough situation over there, and that you really are pretty stuck. Can only do so much when you don't have access to these resources. And that was one of the big things that got me into the black market mod, like more hardcore than I was before, because I ran into that issue of I can't find any oil anywhere, and well, it makes it a lot better when you can just buy it. Oops, why am I hitting left? Don't run left, actually do things. Yeah, that'll pump out a few more at least. But I don't know if it's going to be able to create enough green science to fund this whole 4-lab setup. I probably really could use another one. I could afford to automate this too. That would be great. Nuclear bullets also needs oil. Yeah. That's why I do really enjoy this mod, actually. I'm going to go ahead and dump these burner inserters and drills, because I don't really want them either, so might as well sell them for money. Sell them for funds. Sell their firstborns. I don't know. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Okay, that's not doing anything. That needs lots of coal. This actually doesn't feed it quickly enough to keep it topped off. That's interesting. I should probably upgrade that to a fast inserter. But it's not going to have that stockpile of coal in the end anyway. It's going to outpace the rest of this process, so meh. I suppose I can kind of do without it. Look at the mod I'm playing on Death Worlds. That would kind of ruin yeah, fair enough. That makes sense. Launch pattern. I could see that. And I mean, maybe, you know what, that might be fun to do multiplayer at some point, though, especially because then you kind of eliminate the permadeath aspect and you could work together as a team. So I think a Death World, maybe unmodded, or, with restrictions at least, if you're going to do mods. That could be a good time. Might have to do that. Thank you for the idea, by the way. Because, I mean, the last time I had played it before... the last time I played it is when I started checking out 15. But the time before that, they didn't have the difficulty settings or any of that stuff. So I'm all just like, what? Like sudden clarity Clarence over here when I saw those options. Especially if they had mod options on top of that. That I thought was really cool. We could alter the settings for the mod before starting the match. That was a nice touch. So we actually only have 2 more batches of coal to throw in here before we've handed off all of what we're carrying. Which is kind of cool. We're making better fuel sources. And there's going to be a ton of it over there, but... Alright, so there's nothing here. Saplings are starting to build up a little more again. Nothing crazy. There. You take that. There we go. I was like 10, 20, 30. I can do the math sometimes. I only use 3 mods which don't break the game from the vanilla aspect. Which mods do you use? I always love hearing about new mods. Oh, I have nothing on my quick bar. That's kind of weird for me. I mean, there's nothing to put on there that I am actually carrying. But the other thing I like about bioindustry is that you can make wooden walls. So you kind of have a renewable source of defensive perimeter structures too. I think that's pretty cool. I am a fan. What else? Alright, so copper is still fine. And this is pretty heavily stacked already. It's going to be full soon. Is there any issue regarding... Production is an issue for energy. That makes a lot of sense. Probably should have checked that before. I mean, it's pretty much keeping up, though, it looks like. Warehouse mods. Actually, make military science. I haven't tried making military science, so I am sure I will be swearing by the time we hit that. A loader mod. A long reach I'm familiar with. What's the loader mod about, though? And were you talking about, what was it, Factorismo? Because I've heard that's really cool, and I thought it would be fun, but it also looked like it could be kind of game-breaking to some extent, depending on how it's used. Alright, so we've got... Wow. Things are quiet here on the home front. There's not any coal to throw in here either. It is literally done and just waiting at this point. Well, I could go and grab some more coal, I guess. We've been literally mining coal. Maybe I could just run that whole thing over to the cokeries. So that way I don't have to keep running this. That seems like it would make sense. Maybe we should do that. But that's a bit of a far path also. And we want to make science right now. So... For the time being, I'm just going to run it over there. It really isn't that big of a deal, but I'd love to just automate it so I don't have to worry about it. Seems like it's a bit of a waste to keep running back and forth with this stuff. And whatever, you can sort the rest of it out yourself. I'm sure you can figure it out. Basically like a quick inserter, which loads things straight into a chest. Oh, okay, cool. Interesting. I'll have to check that mod out. I'm actually happy that they moved the mods over to the official website instead of having them spread out onto, what was it they had there? They kind of put it onto another website before that the website you would never really think of as far as the hyperlink goes, or the link goes. So I'm glad that they shifted that over. I mean, even though these aren't working full-time, they've gone through 6 of the fuel that we put in here, like, ages ago. So, that's just an example of how long-lasting that stuff can be. Might as well just add it to the iron, because iron is really where our shortage is. Here, you take that, and you can take those. We're not using that furnace right now anyway, so not too worried about it at the moment. There is literally nothing going on. I mean, this is going to crank out some wood soon, but it's not going to really add much to this. I mean, I'll just stay here for a second just so you can see the whole assembly line working, but it's not going to really give this too much to do. Gotta get nuggets. Alright, sounds good, Eve. We will be here. I can promise you that. So yeah, saplings come back. They're going into here. We get the wood pulp. This takes a lot of wood pulp, so it's gonna be a little while. It's like, it's mostly keeping up with that one. It's just that there isn't that much coming in. Oh, because it's using a long inserter, so that can only work at the same pace pretty much as the regular inserter. That's why it's keeping up. Hey, we're finally working on a little. Ruining Great Wall construction. Yeah, I mean, you could take them out, but they help a lot with pollution, too, which is... It's annoying because you run into those situations. That's another reason why I like bioindustries. I could take these saplings and literally place them on the ground. Eventually, they'll grow into trees. So that's kind of cool, too. It'll just add more to the coal stack that is quickly dwindling over here. Man, we got a lot of this stuff, though. So I'm just gonna take a full stack of it and move it over into our steel furnace stuff, because that'll keep that running for a long time, which is great for us. Here, have some more things. You like things. I also need iron again. Oh, hi. I'm glad to see that you've been working on that. And then this one, that one's pretty much empty, but this one is not. That will help the cause quite a bit. Hooray! Well, I'm just gonna mash this for a little while. Actually, I think I've just made 100 of those. 30, 40, 50. Okay, cool. Death World and Tree Lives Matter. No turrets defending the base. Yeah, I could see why the trees might have to go then. I could understand where you might be coming from there. Fuel. That's what I was coming over here to do. Let's just drop, I don't know, 25 in each one for now. We're gonna have extra, but we'll top some things off later. Just want to give these things enough to start with, where they're gonna be set for a while. Here, just take that, please. Take half of this stack. Click, 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 click. Okay. Now, iron's really where my focus is anyway, so we'll just take these and dump another 25 in each one. That'll be good for a long time. Cool. All right. Well, that helps a lot. Don't have to worry about iron production for a while now. But as you can see, this already ground to a halt, even with the coal that I had brought over from before. And that's going to happen because the resources needed and the craft times are just too disproportionate with having one of each one of those cokeries. So I'd really need to set up more of the biofarms, potentially on more efficient recipes that I don't have the logistics set up for. And I could also afford to have more cokeries for the earlier parts of the process. Maybe another assembling machine. I don't know if I would actually need that, though. But all in all, too much for me to really worry about it. Instead, I'm just going to sit here and throw coal at the problem. Seemed like it worked the last time. Of course, I have pretty much nothing in the way of defenses or weaponry, so if biters ever decided that this would be a great place to say hi, I would have significant problems with that. Twitch killed your laptop? No, that is not cool. I'm not okay with that. YouTube is being mean to people. Now Twitch is being mean. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know. Why you gotta be like this? Why you gotta be like this, Twitch and YouTube? Alright, well, on the plus side, solar energy is coming along, which, I mean, I love to have renewable sources of energy and clean energy and all that stuff, so that's important for me. kind of mirrors my real life opinions on the topic. We don't know what to. It wasn't fair. It's amazing how this comes out to even amounts, but it's going to leave 5 in the actual cokery when we're done here. But that's okay. If you try turning it off and on again, man, we got that advice from IT the other day. Or, well, now it's a while ago. It was probably a couple of months, or a couple of weeks rather. Months. And, yeah, they're like, try turning it off at night and on again in the morning. We're like, I am pretty sure that's not going to help a printer physically getting stuck with trying to print a page. Just my opinion on the matter as someone who has a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Even if that doesn't have to do so much with hardware, I still think I got a grasp of what might work for this printer, and I don't think that's it. But yeah, that was an interesting interesting interaction. I thought it was funny. Hey, we actually found that point where it won't take any more belts. Let's see, we're going to need more inserters, though, to keep up with this. 9 plus 14, so we need another 20. 3. 5, 10, 15, 20. 1, 2, 3. Alright, that should at least be even for all the science-y stuff we're working on. I guess I'll run more coal over there. It's not like there's any shortage of free factories for that. Here, hold this for a little while. You know what, I should probably also throw a chest down so I can just leave this stuff here and let it do the same thing that I'm doing with everything else, and that's just feed it over time. Soon it will be done. Especially now we're down to the singles. That chest is probably going to be done before I get back here. Yep. Oh, well. It happens. So we're going to throw these and that in there. And then we'll just keep working on this. That way we can boost the science while we have the factory available. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 30, 40, 50, and then we'll do another 100, I think. Because it's not like I'm not going to use them. Let's put it that way. And how about another 100? Because we're feeling bold right now. That should be right if I counted properly. I have a problem with your internet. I am personally offended by your internet, Meg. And I would like to challenge it to a duel. Oh, leave you all alone except for chatting and writing. That's still causing problems. That is obnoxious, to say the least. And I am sorry for your unfortunate circumstances. Definitely not a fun time. It's amazing how reliant we've become on internet. But it really takes you out of it when you're having internet problems. It's like, oh my god. What am I supposed to do now? It's not a game. It is totally offensive. I agree. It's not a game for education. Sure. Hey kids, make all the pollution you want. Doesn't matter. Just kill the biters. Just try to make it. Right. We should try and take care of the environment, kids, and do good things and throw out your trash and shut off the lights when you're not using them. And Factorio is all like, you know what? Build more factories. Let's pump as much smog in the air as possible. It doesn't matter as long as you also make lots of weapons. Just weaponize everything and you'll be good. It's a horrible lesson. Oh, man. I'm sure that if you talk to them, they'd be like, that is not what we want at all. That's not what we want to make anyone think. Please don't think that. Whatever you do. I'm actually probably going to start making some of the green signs by hand also, because I'm going to have a lot of the base materials already made. And this assembly machine is not going to be able to keep up. Definitely not with demand, but on top of that, won't be able to keep up with the production aspect as well, because I'm going to be sitting here waiting in the end. So instead, we're just going to keep... And here's a giant... here's all the things that I queued up. This is like one of those moments where you just queue up a whole bunch of things to make to use up the resources and free up your inventory. And then you go and pick up other stuff and you forget about it and start to cancel things. And it's like, we're going to throw all of the stuff you were making on the ground now. All of those plates. That's pretty much what we've got going on over here. All up in here. Trees, and we just burn them all. Trees make oxygen, which we need to live. So we need to plant trees. That's what bioindustries is all about. See, the mod makers are thinking about the real world implications. They're trying to help out. Oh, that actually cracks me up. Real world. Neighbors cause it, or no, Factorio rather. Real, or neighbor, I can say words. In Factorio, it's all like, neighbors are causing you problems? That's alright. Just make a tank and drive into their houses. Yay for the modders. Yeah, I actually really like the mods and the mod community for this game. I feel the same way about Starbound. There are a lot of cool mods. Some of them that the game devs actually incorporated into Starbound when they were making it, back when it was still in beta. So I thought that was a really cool touch. But yeah, the mod community here is also phenomenal. I've seen a lot of cool things. And there's plenty that I haven't checked out that I would like to in the future, but these definitely create a nice base work for me to enjoy my time playing the game. Oh, that time when the amount of stuff is still over the top of the window and it just needs to clear a row before it reminds you of such. Oops. Well, I might as well just throw these literally right in, because we didn't put an inserter down. I need power. Oops, I should have put it over here. And here comes the time when we move all of this over. Here, hold these things for a little bit. And we'll just top everybody off while we're at it, because that'll save some electricity. See, we're trying to conserve electricity. We're being so good. We're having such a positive impact on the world. Yeah. And before the biters come and just destroy everything that I'm building here. Let's see, the uranium was around here, right? Is my name just block? Yeah, there's the uranium. And that time when I was like, oh, do I just... Oh, never mind. That was when I first saw it. I was like, what is this? I didn't add an ore mod. What happened? But I do want to check that stuff out. That seems like it should be pretty fun. Pretty cool. We're also going to just grab all this fuel again. By just causing children to nuke them. You should love your neighbors. Yeah. You know what, though? It's funny putting it in that context. But in all honesty, for one of the main goals of this channel is basically the latter on that message. I try to help with all of you guys to create a nice positive community where we can respect each other and have fun and hang out and just kind of take a load off and chill from life, but also make a positive difference in the world. That's why I do so many charity events. And actually, if you haven't heard of what we're doing right now, we're raising money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. We're going to be doing that all month. If you want information about that, there's information in the description below along with a link. And if you aren't familiar with Loot, it's a way to donate free to the channel. It puts your message up on stream, surrounded by an ad. You just type the message. You can do it every 15 minutes. And it helps to support the channel. I'm going to take any money that comes in during the month for that and donate it back to St. Jude as well at the end of the month. So I would definitely appreciate seeing Loot's messages coming up, any donations that you guys can afford to help out with children in the Children's Hospital, people who are dealing with cancer in particular is what we're dealing with here. And on top of that, if you need any more incentive for donations, I'm going to be matching any donations that come in. I've already done that with what we have so far, but any donations that come in up to the goal, which you can see down the bottom is $500, I will be matching out of my own wallet. So would definitely appreciate any support you guys could give, or if you know anyone who would be interested in doing so, please let them know, have them come by and give them the link. But that's about what we're up to over here. So we need production and science 3. All right, let's not worry about that right now, even though it's more efficient use of the coal. But that's okay. We're not going to worry about such things. Military would probably be good, but I'm going to work on this, actually. It's 2:36 a.m. getting some sleep would be nice, but I need to get ready for next week. Oh, what's going on next week, by the way, Launchpadder, if you don't mind talking about it? What? Oh, right, oh, we got it below the top of the window. That's an accomplishment for us. Hooray! Here, take more. Take more of these things. Just keep throwing resources at the machine. It's like just take it. You're gonna eat it and like it. Oh dear. All right. Well, at least we're gonna be good on the resources for green science for a long time. Top everything off again as soon as I can. Kind of just really want to get rid of that one inserter. That was really what I was looking to do there anyway. Here you can take these, you can take those. You can fill up that stack. And probably got a little coal. Not much. Oh, right. That's what I was doing. I was trying to drop off coal. Afternoon, so we get a week off. If no life, I'll be playing fight. Aw. You know what, though? I think that's another thing that I like about the channel as well. I mean, the game is great for eating into your time. Don't get me wrong. But that's another reason that I try to do this is because I feel like there are a lot of people that might not have as much of a support network locally as far as friends or whatnot. I know I'm that way. And I want to try and create a community for people who are going through that, or for people who are lacking in self-confidence also, because that's something else that I've dealt with for the majority of my life. And I'm hoping that together we can create a nice environment to help with both of those things. You know, whether it's supporting each other, or I try and use myself even as an example for the self-confidence aspect, because if I let myself talk myself out of it like I have in the past, I would not be here in front of you guys. So just a little info about the channel. I know I keep bringing it back to there. It's just that I've been thinking about it a lot lately as far as what sort of focus I want to have and what impact I want to have on the world with all of you. And that's where I'm starting to iron it out. So I'm kind of excited to share it with all of you. And that's why I keep talking about it so much. But thank you for listening and for coming by and bearing with me on that. Oh, Meg, I appreciate that. It's something that it's true self-confidence. Factorio is all in my life right now. Well, Factorio can teach you how to pollute the world and kill your neighbors. So, I mean, you know. But yeah, no, it's something that's really important to me because I've dealt with it. I know what it's like to kind of isolate yourself and feel like you can't really, you're not important or can't do much or anything in that camp of things. So I'd like to try and help others who are dealing with that sort of thing as well. And I do it with all of your help because I'm only one person. So I can sit here in front of this camera and talk all I want, but without all of your help, impact wouldn't be there. So thank you for that. And now we run back. And back and forth. But on the plus side, we've almost finished making all the things that we were working on. Just topping everything off whenever I get the chance. And then after this, I'm actually going to start on the green science because I think it would make a lot of sense to just work on it. Oh, I can make 2 military science packs and not do anything with them. Hooray. So let's see, you actually need a lot of coal for that. So it's a good thing that we can produce coal. I mean, we've got a ton of coal anyway, but it's a good thing that we can produce it too. Makes that more renewable. I mean, iron and copper and steel, not so much. Although if we include the black market mod as part of the renewable aspect, technically everything would be renewable then. We're just going to keep letting this stuff all work. And I'm going to actually try this. Guys, what if Jesus was time machine? I could change people because the future was screwed up. Oh god, no. The coloration of the landscape resources remind me of here. I can't tell if it's a good thing or not. Sometimes I like it and sometimes I feel like it's a little bleak. Like it should be more green. Or like I would prefer for it to be more green. That part of the internet comes through and just appears and goes, there's no time to explain. We need one more inserter, don't we? Literally one more. And now to do all of the green science. Would it have made more sense to split it up so I could just dump some into this? Yeah, but that's okay. We're not going to worry about that. What we are going to do is make another wooden chest, though. And we're going to take another inserter, actually. And we're going to put these here. Yeah. I'm going to put it there. I'm actually got to cancel all of this so that I can have the chest ready for this. I want the process to be ready for what's about to happen to it. Now imagine you look like Keanu Reeves. Did I take the blue pill or the red pill? So many questions. I feel like I need to do videos now. How will you ever know the answer? It's 4:03 a.m. My brain's half asleep. Yeah, it's understandable. I've been having... That's another thing, actually. Sleep is really important. And I am certainly not the best at that. But I am trying to get on that for myself. I'd like to try and encourage everyone else to take care of themselves as well. Because taking care of yourself is really important and ties into self-confidence and feeling happy and healthy and all of that other stuff. Air guitar. Diddly 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 diddly. I don't know. I tried. And that's what they wrote on his tombstone. I tried. His famous last words. So actually making this green science really helps out quite a bit, doesn't it? Can streamline this whole process a little bit. For some reason, felt the urge to start saying just a little bit. But I won't. I'll spare you guys that much. Because I appreciate your existence. And I don't want to kill anyone. Might as well throw some coal in there. I mean, the green science is going to be fine. But I just want to run back to throw some to have running through the belt. Because as long as it's running through here, we can hit these middle ones, the ones that aren't going to get caught by what's stockpiled over here. Sleep all night, Factorio. I've done that before. I have stayed up playing Factorio and then been like, why did I do this? What was I thinking? I mean, I had a lot of fun. And that was back when I had first gotten the game, so there was so much new to learn and everything. It's like, this is awesome. And I was like, what was I thinking? I know how to make blue science, but I can't focus on anything anymore. My body hates me. It'll say, I tried, at the very bottom of the very small, so it'll say, oh, Meg. It probably will say, oh, Meg. That would be a pretty fair assessment. I pretty much say that all the time. If you are not familiar with that, anybody who's just joining us, Meg is the person that I am most likely to shake my head about here at the channel. So, and don't worry, she'll be here to make sure that she can make me do that. And it will happen, and it won't be infrequent. I can assure you of that. So let's see. I'm actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this chest right here. It's an honor. I'm glad you feel that way. It's an honor for me, too. To be honest. What I just thought about that I should probably do is throw this chest down. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to start stealing some of the saplings. Now what I want to do, I need more tech actually, because I want to have it cut off if there's, less than a certain amount. Factorio is that game that just becomes the one game you don't want to stop playing. It is very, very addictive. Especially, I mean, single player is very addictive, but multiplayer is also very addictive, which some games can screw that part up. But the way that the game is geared kind of lends itself to that sort of playstyle. Skyrim was like that. Yeah, Skyrim was a real addictive one for a lot of people. A lot of people. Alright, so let's just make sure we have enough here. I know I've got a ton of extra inserters, so I must have miscounted, which is fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need 25 more belts. That's fine. We can make that happen. That won't be hard. I will need some more resources, though, because I ate through all my iron again. Give me iron or give me death. And the lab research speed is almost done, so that's good. 25, I think we said. 10, 26, I guess. Killed all the things. I actually never finished Skyrim, but I'm not worried about spoilers at this point in the game. I think we're past that point where I need to be like, oh, you're gonna spoil it for me. All right, we're getting a nice stockpile of green science. Should I do this one? Maybe. I mean, it's still more green science. It'd speed everything up a little bit. Storage tanks. That's actually what I really want to get next. Skyrim logic. I can send things to the moon by shouting. If a door gets in the way, you better open it and be a normal human. Oh, I love it when games do stuff like that. Actually, I saw something funny, a meme about Animal Crossing, where someone was trying to send a fish in a letter to someone else, and the game was like, you know, you can't send a fish in a letter. And it's like, oh, okay, I see what they're talking about here. And then the person wrote for the caption, you could stuff 17 refrigerators in your pocket, but God forbid you put a fish in that letter. It's like, yeah. When you put it that way, it really doesn't add up, does it? Kind of missing a few steps, aren't we? I actually never played Animal Crossing either, but I heard a lot of good things. I think it would be the type of game I would enjoy, but I tend to prefer things more like, let's say Stardew Valley, or like a Rune Factory series. I liked those games. Those were a lot of fun. Where it kind of ties in. I like when you can tie in the at-home crafting, farming, economic aspect with your combat and everything else. So, industry, farming, you know, magic, combat, companions, all that good stuff. That's why I really liked Rune Factory. Stardew, yeah, Stardew is a wonderful game. I have a lot of fun with it. And eventually they're planning on releasing multiplayer too, which is pretty cool in my opinion. I know some people think it might ruin it, but we shall see what happens with that. Also kind of like try farming. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Farming Simulator. I've never played it though. I don't know, that and I think there's like Euro Truck Simulator. I was like, I don't know how this would be fun, but so many people seem to like it, so I must be missing something. So that, yeah, Eve, I actually owe Eve some multiplayer of that too once it comes out. But I think there's an unofficial mod that might do it from the last time we were talking. But I think it's kind of unstable if I remember correctly. Eve will probably correct me on that later. Leighton loves it. He came in and got aggravated because tractor got stuck. Euro Truck Simulator 2 just steals away your time. So it is actually that good? Because when I first heard about it, I was like, it doesn't sound appealing to me. I mean, it could be really awesome, but just the name itself doesn't really jump out at me as something that I would put on my wish list, you know? This is actually going pretty smoothly, all this stuff. I mean, the copper plates we have an excess of, but I don't really want to start getting into the market of selling those. I'd rather just keep stockpiling the ore for now. In fact, you know what I could do? To expand on this, I could just run it around to the side once I have the ability to do that. And start feeding things onto the other side of the belt so that way it doubles up. Just to add some more time before the chest is full as well. Here, take more science. Some games don't look good when you play it. You start to like it, for example. Osu. Osu, is that? Oh, Osu. Yeah. I played that once, actually. I think I ended up marking that video private because of the numerous copyright notices that came up as a result of it. I didn't really want anything to do with it after that. I forget if I kept it or not. I should have kept it, but I forget if I deleted it entirely. Not sure. You know, actually, one thing that annoyed me too, I got it, I understood it, but I ended up getting a copyright notice on, what was the game? Wildlands. The Ghost Recon, because of a song that came on the radio of one of the cars that we were driving. I was like, really? That's what's gonna mark this for copyright? Son of a... So I was not too happy about that. Well, I mean, if I might as well just dump these saplings in here, I guess. Evaluate. I mean, that's a lot of cash that's coming in from saplings, actually. I can make quite a market off of that. Or quite an income, I should say. Yay, now we can at least buy and sell liquids. That's a huge plus. Circuit network, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do, so that way I could set up the, if there's less than, more than this many saplings, start feeding them into the cell chest. But that's gonna be really handy, having income rolling in from all the saplings, because we have such an excess anyway. And otherwise, I would just be throwing them into something that burns them, but there's so little on the fuel value aspect that it really wouldn't help all that much. So I'm glad that we came up with a different solution for this, other than, just throw them into a furnace and yell obscenities or something. I don't know. I don't know why we're yelling at the saplings, but, somebody's got to do it, I guess. Still got a little bit of the science left. But, I mean, on the plus side, we are cranking out quite a bit of this stuff. And this is actually about to be finished off, so this isn't going to be working for a little while. It's okay. We'll just leave it be. I'm glad that somebody thought it was funny, because I was sitting here like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Alright, lots of coal, which is always good. These are only worth 16. I can't believe that the coal is worth less than half of the value of the saplings. That's mind-boggling. Don't need a reason to yell at the saplings, just do it. I'll just yell at everything. Get these power poles out of my way. You put them there. Shut up! You don't know me. Just keep topping that off whenever we have a few more. Nothing wrong with that. We like to keep the science all set so we can just actually research. Because it will not take long for that to grind to a halt if I don't keep topping that stuff off. But fortunately, we're generating enough that these 4 labs aren't really able... I mean, they're able to more or less keep up with it, but that's okay. I do what I want. Oh, South Park. What have you not taught us? How to behave in public is probably one of those lessons that it hasn't taught us. Just throw a disclaimer up there right now. Okay, so we're actually in a pretty good spot, I feel like, in spite of the fact that we have no defenses yet, because, let me see, can I, what is it? What was the key again for the advanced, there it is, Alt. I mean, the pollution footprint is really tiny, all things considered. And we've got a ton, and I do mean a ton, of trees around, which is really handy because it's keeping the pollution contained. And kind of just eating that up. Now, I'm sure that eventually these things are going to start to get killed off by the pollution, because that's now a thing. I didn't think that was a thing before. I believe that's a 15, version 15 update, but I think it's pretty cool that they're doing that. Just not happy about it because it means I need to account for that. But I think the way it works is that if the pollution's high enough, then you start to see problems. Here, take more coal. I know you want more coal. And I mean, I know you're going to get some more from this, but it's not going to be enough to satisfy your appetite. I know you. Keeping pollution down, saying about fences up in time. Yeah, exactly. Keeping pollution down is actually usually one of my primary focuses. Whether it's the smartest or most efficient thing to do, like on a normal world, you probably don't need to worry about it quite as much since you have the resources more easily readable. You know what I mean. But it's still something that I try and do anyway, just because it's the way that I feel in real life. So I I love renewable resources. I love clean energy and all that stuff. So I try and pick up solar energy early. Accumulators are a little harder to get if you're not using the black market mod or something like that, because you need to have oil and have that all set up. And outside of that, I mean, I'll try and do laser turrets because, again, renewable. You know, you just use energy. And I usually have an excess of resources as far as that's concerned, so that I can just, pump out the energy for the laser turrets even at nighttime, and it doesn't really drain too much of the overall network with the accumulators and all that stuff. But then the other added bonus to the black market mod is that you can actually, the next tier, I already have the chests for buying, or I have the chest for selling, but you can make a chest for buying also. I can do the fluid tanks for buying and selling. The next thing is going to be accumulators, which I really like, because then I just have solar energy cranking it out, and then I'll sell the solar energy that's accumulated into the network, make money off of it. Usually what happens is it floods the market, though, so it starts to drop the value of energy over time, which is understandable but doesn't help my cause. But you just throw it in there anyway, because you're not going to use it as is, so you might as well get some money for it. And then you can buy other stuff, like I was usually buying oil. Looks like we need to resupply that whole section. But circuit networks are done. Hooray! Alright, so next up, I should probably do oil processing. That would be really handy to have, actually. Yeah, let's focus on that. Yeah, there's nothing else that really jumps at me as pressing. But I want to get oil processing so I can put up the fluid tanks and start to stockpile oil and actually start to process it without even needing to wander too far. And then eventually I'll probably hit these oil rigs, the oil patches over here. But for now, I just want to do it this way because I like kind of showcasing the mod in that way. That's one of the big things that I think is valuable about it. So let's see, we need a storage tank, but we need a trading tank. So we'll throw that on the end of the queue. Once we're done with this green science, we'll go ahead and hit that up. We're going to need more to finish oil processing, but that's okay. At least we'll get a chunk of it out of the way with the science that we're producing. And then we can start to set that down. I'm also going to show you about the different settings as far as the black market items, whether it's the chests, the trading tanks, doesn't really matter. They all have a lot of the same options and information up there. So I'll tell you a little bit about that once we get this tank up and running. And then I can show you the way that I do things, the way that you could do things if you were more pressed for resources quicker, and just also talk about, well, I'll talk about that now, I guess. I could talk about the fact that it does go off of supply and demand, which is kind of what we were going off on before when we were talking about energy. And if it should, I believe, it keeps the prices universal for the map. So if you're doing multiplayer and you're playing in 2 different teams or something like that, you could be selling a whole bunch of energy, dropping the price of energy. If the other person needs it, they should be able to buy it cheaper, which will start to balance out the prices as well. You have to hate it when kids try to ruin your life by saying old jokes, making fun of you any way possible. You have no life and just don't care. Aw. That's one thing. That's another thing that we try and do here. I'm sorry that I keep talking about this. It just keeps jumping out at me how relevant it is to the conversation. So, in the past, I'll use examples to just get to my point. In the past, we've seen a few people come by to try and, either try and get a rise out of me, try and get a rise out of other people watching. And one of the things that I'm really happy about is that none of us let them bother us. They start with whatever they think is going to be inflammatory. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm just like, well, that's your opinion. If it's something that I don't want to be discussed on the channel, I let them know about that. I'll give them a few warnings, and then eventually they're going to start hitting the timeout section if they need to. But for the most part, people just kind of, they take the fact that they're not getting a rise out of anyone, and they're like, all right, well, this is boring, so I'm going to go try and bother someone else. And that's fine, because it helps to promote, over here at least, that positive environment where everybody's friendly and we don't have to deal with that sort of stuff that you're talking about, Launchpadder, because we don't allow it to impact us, you know? So, would love to have, this goes to anybody that's watching, but would love to have you here and have you as part of that community where you can just be part of the positivity and being able to be yourself and not having to worry about things, as long as we keep everything friendly and respectful. Those are pretty much the basic rules. And if there's something else that is a rule that you want to know about, you're always welcome to ask. Or if you do something that would be borderline, then a mod will tell you, or I'll tell you about it before, you know, I wouldn't ban right off the bat unless it's horrendous and something that you should really know better. Meg is my personal pit bull, and I couldn't ask for a better one over there. Yeah, actually, I do want to buy oil. How did you know? Let's get 10. So here's a few of the settings. So you can buy whatever resource you're looking to get. And there should be a way, I'm going to take off automatic for a second. There should be a way actually to add more than one resource at a time. But for now, I'm just going to leave it on crude oil. That's pretty much all I'm interested in here. And the way it works is you put in the amount that you're looking for. This is the going rate, and it'll tell you what the price is going to be, but it doesn't account for taxes. So there's a percentage tax that comes out, and that is based on how quickly you are buying and selling. So if I buy it immediately, there's a 25% tax, so I'll pay 125 per unit. If I set it to automatic and it's every in-game hour, it's going to be 20%. And as you slow it down, the tax rate lowers. So I tend to keep it low at the lowest setting unless I absolutely need something right now or need it to come in quicker. So that is how this works. There's a counter also on the time and all of this sort of stats, how much money has come or been spent in this case, total taxes you paid, the last period. Let's see, what was that? I got my nuggets. Yeah! Alright, Eve. And thanks for the loots. I could go for some nuggets right now. YouTube. Oh, Jackie, sorry about that. What is up with all this stuff lately? All the Twitch and YouTube problems. I do not approve of this. But let's see, the last period was, right, money from the last period, money since the last reset, taxes since the last reset. This is all the total stuff, so this won't get reset. And you can also evaluate what is in the actual tank at the moment by just hitting this button. Internet's just being internet. Oh, you just remind me to do loots again. Yay! Yeah, loots is awesome. By the way, it's a really cool way that you guys can get your message up on stream. It's like a free donation. You can do it every 15 minutes. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I definitely do appreciate it, and the kids appreciate it too, because all that's going to be going towards St. Jude's. So, would definitely appreciate as well. They appreciate it. I appreciate it. Everybody appreciates it. And you get to get your message to show up, which is pretty cool too. I think, at least. And what else? There was something else I wanted to say on that also. Other than that the donations are going to St. Jude's. Right, if you are having trouble with loots, making an account and clearing your cache seem to be two of the best ways to try and fix any loots problems. But before you send a donation message, my suggestion would be to copy the message just in case it has a problem so you don't have to retype it later. And hopefully it doesn't give an issue, but just in case, it's better to be safe there. Alright, so we've got these and these, and we might as well make another inserter and even that out. Cool. Alright, back to science, I guess. 40. 3, 4. Okay, that should be right, I think. We'll see. We'll see what comes out here in the end. But we're going to keep working on oil processing. We're at least starting to get some key mid-game techs. You know, I love having these trading tanks because now I have access to resources that, let's say these oil patches weren't here. I could basically create my own well, so to speak, as long as I am getting money from some other resource. And in this case, what we're gonna do, cool. That is cool. Okay, so you're gonna have to bear with me a little bit because I am not tremendously familiar with circuits. That being said, I believe, let's see, oh, okay. Interesting, so you can turn on and off, oh, and power as well, that's pretty cool. Actually, if you do want to donate, you're checking the right email address before you end up sending because you go round and round with PayPal. Yeah, that's a fair point. And I mentioned it earlier, but I am matching any donations up to the goal for St. Jude. So if that's more incentive, please take that and run with it, because I'd love to see us make a nice, huge difference for the kids in hospitals and, you know, dealing with cancer and the research. They've gotten the success rate or the survival rate for kids with cancer over the past, I want to say like 30 years or so, I think, up from 20% to 80%. So we obviously want to try and push that as high as possible. And with everybody's help, that's how we get there. So if you can afford to, or if you have, you know, parents, family who can afford to, please let them know. Would love to see us reach our goal by the end of the month. All right, what else do we have here? So we're pretty much good. I just need to figure out how to do circuits because I haven't really done circuits before. Yeah, I guess I need that. Or do I probably need the filter inserter. Let me try that first. I'll try that and see if it works. I probably need another inserter to match up with the one I just used for that filter one. Messed man dance to honor their loyalty to the great cowbell. If you want, you know what? I could show you a video, and the quality is terrible because it was done on a cell phone. Ooh, this probably would have been about 9 years ago, I want to say. But if you're looking for a video of a cowbell dancing, and I don't mean a cowbell, I do mean yours truly, I will post a link for that. You know what? It seems like a good time to try, and I'll try and find that now, if I can. And if it takes me more than a few minutes, I'll go ahead and throw it in the link when I do my announcement video for where I'll be live on Thursday. When I do that tomorrow, worst case scenario, I'll put it in the description for that. Let's see. If it's on the wrong account, and it is, yeah, I won't be able to find it right now. All right, well, I will get that for you. Hey, eco-unfriendly achievement. Hooray. We're helping to kill the environment even more now. Sulfur would probably be a good thing, actually, especially with that uranium right there. You want the dance. I'm in a chair right now. come on. Flammables. That doesn't even actually open anything. It just unlocks more research. But honestly, I want to get the sulfur processing first, and then I'll probably move to plastics. Both of those are pretty key tech to have. That is actually the right amount. Awesome. Cool. Here, hold these. Do this for me. It's possible, what, to dance in a chair? Is that what you're saying? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Circuit network, yeah, I'm gonna need to probably do, I guess, this. Maybe I need to do the wire. Do I connect this to here to do in a chair? I mean, you could do lots of things in chairs. Okay, now, okay, I see how this works. Awesome, that helps. Shall wait for the video. Yeah, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Let's put it that way. Based on signals from the circuit network. No, I don't want to set the filters. Oh, that wasn't what I want to do at all. Maximum stack size, the sensor are based on. Why don't I just do sapling? Sapling. Donde está? There you are. 50. Oh, numlock. Numlock is a thing. So let's see now if that is. I'm just going to take all of these out and just see what this does. Does this work? It should work, but I'm not really familiar with circuits, so it's going to be a little wonky maybe. And stop. Yeah, all right, cool. So that actually works. That is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted to see. All right, so yeah, we can, at least now that'll automatically sell off spare saplings. So let's keep a stockpile of 50 in the chest, plus whatever's on the belt here. And that is perfect. I'm totally cool with that. All right. Good things are happening. So this is working for a while. I mean, I guess it had enough time to basically get down to this point anyway. I might as well just put them in by hand now. Save the extra electricity for what it's worth. Which is not very much, but, you know. Every little bit helps. We're helping the environment like good people. And by that, I mean polluting it by throwing coal into this factory and adding more pollution to everything. Because that's what we do. On the plus side, though, this stockpile of fuel is getting pretty nice. And on top of that, I have forgotten to check to see even how those furnaces are doing on fuel. Because it's been a while since we actually took a look at these things. I mean, they are just fine. They're still perfectly fine, which is awesome. That is why that fuel source is so useful. Cheese tortellini, you know, I've been craving so many things, especially sweets, and I really can't afford to do that too much for the next couple of months. But I'll share more about that as the date gets closer. Curiosity, you say? So actually, probably the easiest way, instead of just sitting here and dumping everything constantly, is to literally leave it in the chest and let it deal with it. As we were talking about making the environment a healthier place, we just leave all that stuff there. You got me, Meg. I didn't want to tell you guys, but I'm actually pregnant. I don't know the gender yet. Haven't, I decided that I wanted to be surprised. Radar, gun turret. I really should have radar. I don't know why I didn't do that earlier, but the energy usage is a little high right now for where we're at. So I'm content to leave it alone for the time being. We do need to get some more green signs, though. What are we doing with that? Nothing. So let's see, if we make 100 of these, and then 50 of those, that should be another 100 green signs coming. That'll easily finish off sulfur processing, which will be nice. But we also could afford to get some more. We could afford to automate this, really. That would be the best case scenario, but that's right. So yeah, so now I'm evaluating. You can see there's 20 crude oil. You can see on the bottom right corner of the screen. And I evaluate it. It's still priced at 100 a unit, so that value is 2,000. But this tank only buys stuff, so I don't have to worry about that actually going anywhere. But fortunately, it's just going to start to stockpile some oil, and then when I'm ready to pump it into everything, then we can just start to crank out some oil production without even having access to a oil patch or, you know, having a pump jack set up or all that stuff. Which, pretty cool, in my opinion. I feel like this is a smart kids game. I mean, kinda. It's definitely not like the kind of game that you mindlessly just go through the motions. You kind of have to have an idea what's going on. But I enjoy those types of games. And it's slower for me. I mean, if you're trying to do a speed run or something, obviously not then. But for me, it's nice and slow. I'm not going for any records. I'm not trying to make the absolute most efficient setup possible. I'm just looking to have a good time. And I do appreciate having you guys on that journey too. I always wonder whether that's something that will appeal to you guys or whether it's something that will be boring. But, I mean, it seems like you guys enjoy it even though I'm not trying to break any records or do any challenges or anything like that. So, with that, the content keeps coming. But for now, so what we've got going on, if you are just joining us, is we've got some basic iron set up, kind of just dumping things into chests. Pull all this out again. I haven't automated any of the green science, so I'm doing a lot of that by hand, which is obviously not the most efficient way to do it, but it allows me to just kind of leave this factory over here, this assembly machine, and just dump some green science into the mix whenever I have some available. And then I'm making some by hand, putting in this chest just to fill in whenever I need some extra supply of that. But I am using the black market mod, and I've got a buy trading tank over here, and we're starting to stockpile some oil. You can see we got 20 right now. I'm not really buying too much, largely because I'm not too worried about it. I don't have any oil processing set up yet. I just want to start to gather a surplus of it, so that way once I am set up with that, I can feed everything right in and start to get everything working. But outside of that, we've also got the Bioindustries mod, which is what this whole thing is about over here. And essentially, with the first recipe, because that's all I'm using right now, the very base recipe for this, all you need are sap, or seedlings, they call them, and water, and it produces wood. So you need 40 of the seedling, or no, you need 20 seedlings, actually, I think. So you end up producing quite a bit extra of wood in the end. Yeah, you need 20 seedlings. So 20 seedlings, each piece of wood can break down to 2 seedlings plus 1 wood pulp, which I'll get into that in a second. So essentially, this is coming out with 80 seedlings. You're going to have a surplus of 60 if you feed it all back in. The water you're just pumping in from wherever you can get it. There's nothing really crazy about that. And it takes a while because there's no fertilizer involved. That's one of the more advanced recipes. It increases the yield, it decreases the time to produce. But we're not really worried about that. We're just using the basic recipe right now. And the way I have it set up is I'm dumping all the wood onto this far conveyor belt right here. Gets fed into this chest, which goes into this assembly machine, makes the seedlings and the wood pulp. Now, I have the seedlings going back this way into this chest. So they come back out here so they can feed back into the machine over this way. But I also just set up a filter inserter with the condition that if there are 50 or if there are more than 50 seedlings, start putting them in this cell chest so I can start to make a profit off of those. And the wood pulp is what's being fed out this way. That goes through some other bioindustries factories called cokeries. And we start by turning it into charcoal. It takes a lot of wood pulp. And then after that, we end up, so that actually increases the value of the fuel because you're dealing with 40 wood pulp times 2 megajoules. So you're looking at 80 megajoules total for the inputs. And then the outputs, you're going to be cranking out 18 by 6. So you're looking at 60 plus another, let's see, 30, 42, right? So, or no, 48, if I am adding that up correctly. Yeah, so that's going to be 108 that you're getting in the end. So you're actually adding to the fuel value, and then I'm pumping that out into coal, where it actually loses value at this point in the process, the way that I am doing the basic recipes. But then in the end, feeds back into this one, the coal, to make a newer resource called coke coal, which has more than twice as much of a fuel value as the original coal. So you end up adding more in the end, and you get a nice long-lasting fuel source and one that stacks to 200. So you can keep everything nice and compact, and it'll help to tidy up all of your storage as far as that's concerned too. So that's pretty much all I got going on over in that corner of the world. Here, take these. 30, 40, 50. Cool. I thought I produced a lot more than that. Oh, I did. They're just sitting in my inventory. That would make sense. 40, 50, and another 50 here. That way at least we can keep this science moving along. That's one of the important things at this point in the process, is to just keep producing as far as science is concerned, because green science we're going to need for a whole lot of things, but we're going to need to keep advancing tech. That's my primary focus. I'm trying to keep a small footprint while improving all of the tech as best as I can. And that can be hard to do. It's hard to keep a small footprint when you're trying to progress, especially if you're going to set up automation and assembly machines for the science. That's going to add to the pollution. And all it's really doing is taking the production out of your hands. It's not really increasing too much else. It'll make it more efficient if you can tie everything in nicely, but in the end, you're going to be dealing with more in the pollution side of things. So I'm trying to keep a small footprint. That's usually my self-imposed challenge, I guess you could say. But outside of that, we're just doing a normal world here. We've got a few mods, and we're pretty much just looking to have a good time and relax and chill out with you guys. I love talking to you guys while I'm playing the game and seeing what's going on in your lives, what's on your minds, what things that you're excited about. And that's pretty much... that's how we do here. But we're actually in a pretty good spot here. I do think I'm also going to be wrapping up in a little bit because it is already 10:30. So I know that that's shorter than a lot of you guys are probably used to, but I have started to make it a conscious effort of mine to try to actually take better care of myself so that way not only am I healthier and happier, but I can also help to produce a better content for you guys and a more reliable content and more of it, hopefully, in the end. And that's actually my alarm going off. I forgot I had that set. But even my phone wants me to go to bed. 3:29 a.m. over there. Oof, yeah. That is late or early, I guess, at this point. But yeah, I am on the east coast of the United States. I live over by New York. So it is 10:30 p.m. on the nose right now for where I am. But that is what we got going on here. My next stream is definitely going to be on Thursday, but look for a video tomorrow. I'm going to have an announcement video with the info for where to find me when I am doing that. It's going to be on the official Streamers Connected channel. They're going to have me just streaming straight through them. So that's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to that. You got 5 hours to sleep. So going to sleep will make yeah. Once you get to that certain point, it's bad, but once you get to that certain point, sleeping just leaves you feeling completely exhausted and a mess. And I hate that. But sometimes I don't learn, and sometimes I just deal with it and try going to bed anyway, and I'm like, why did I do this? That was so dumb. But I totally get where you're coming from, Launchpadder. Launchpadder, rather. Why did I say lunch? Must be hungry. Oh, well. But, yeah, no, what we're gonna do is we're gonna round off the crafting that we're doing now. We're gonna start kicking off some green science. And then what we're gonna aim for is finishing up sulfur processing. I might try and finish some of the green science crafting, and then we're gonna call it a night. Still got a little time yet, I would say. I was also pretty much like that. We had a late night last night. It's definitely a bit on the exhausting side in the end. I mean, fun, but exhausting. Don't get me wrong on that. It was definitely a good time. So let's just run this back here. The green science, I mean, at least we have this working too, so with our powers combined, I'm gonna pretty much take half of these back anyway. So let's see, 45. I'm probably better off just making by hand anyway, though, so that's fine. I can't help it, Meg. I have that effect on people. What is going on? Oh, okay. Supply chain issues. We can fix that easily enough. I always need more iron. Here. I'll take a full stack, thanks. Yeah, that's much better. And I'll even help these guys out, because I'm so nice. Captain Planet. You haven't seen the last of me, Captain Planet. So, fun fact, one of the things I actually enjoy saying in conversation from time to time, so I love throwing out, I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids. Occasionally I'll throw in, and that talking dog. But usually only if the person doesn't know what I'm talking about. It's like, alright, let me help you out a little bit. Let me give you a little hand here. So, let's see, we got a little coal here. So we're going to run this back over again. Because we're working on the science anyway, so I kind of just want to make this as efficient as possible as far as the transfer process, and I'm not too worried about being over there. I have things that I'm crafting by hand that'll keep me busy, And then once I am kind of through some of that, I'll feed into the chest and let that distribute it evenly and all that good stuff. But that is the plan right now. We're just about done with sulfur also, which is pretty cool. I'm definitely queuing up plastics next. I would love to have plastics. You get a lot of cool things once you have access to that. Well, I said I'd stay, so I'll stick to my word and I'll stay right here. Just until I finish dumping coal into this thing. How's this coming, by the way? Still got a little while. That'll take some time before it's ready. But fortunately, the funds seem to be staying pretty well balanced thanks to the sapling sale and the fact that we're not buying too much in the way of oil. So whenever, I mean, we're getting 60 saplings every time that thing finishes, and every time we sell 2.5 of them, basically, it's good for 1 oil. So need about 25 of them for each sell order, or each buy order, I should say. So it kind of balances pretty nicely with timing. I'd love to throw up more of these biofarms just to really cash in on the free resources. But I'm going to need some more space. I'm going to need to shift the process down a little bit. Batteries are also a good thing, but I said I was going to do plastics, so I'm going to stick to that. There's a lot of good things that'll be coming up in tech soon. Batteries will get me closer to the accumulators, which are always really handy. I'm just throwing out, soon I'm just going to start throwing out numbers. I'm not going to try and make sense. I'll be like 42, 87. You know, when you have 15 power lines, then everything works better. Just don't question it. Just let it go. It's okay. Please don't fact check that. How are we doing on oil so far? 40. All right. I mean, it's still got a long way to go. And we're buying it so slowly also because at the same time, I mean, I'll bump it up a little bit, but part of the reason we're buying it so slowly is because we're trying to prevent the demand from increasing the price. So I don't want to pay extra when I'm not even processing what I've got. So that's why I'm not really worrying too much about how much is coming in. I'll bump it up a little bit though and see how that changes the process. See if we're still looking at the same flat rate of 100. If that's the case, I'll keep moving it up until we find that price where we're buying too much, or that order quantity where we're buying too much in order to keep the price where it's at. Do I want to make more science right now? Would that be a good idea? Well, let's feed that first. We're going to need another 5 inserters for sure. And then the rest, the factory can work on. And I think I'm just going to queue up a whole bunch of science after that. It's going to be glorious. And it's also going to take a while. Ooh, but you know what? First, I would love to have a solar panel. And that'll just help to offset some of the fuel usage during the day, which will be nice. Won't use quite as much of the fuel, which really just means extra resources to sell in the end. Or to keep everything going, even if something were to happen to that supply line of the fuel. Excuse me. Alright, so we're almost done with the science now, which is wonderful. We're going to have the solar panel. We need the 5 inserters, so we'll queue that up. And then we're going to need more for the belts we have on hand, but I'll probably just say make some science and it'll just incorporate that into the mix. Here, put those down on the belt, please. And that'll at least keep these going for a while. This is not nearly enough for the plastics that we're working on, even with the assembly machine. supplies that we've got and what's on the belt. We need a lot more green science because it was 200 to finish that tech. But that's fine. Nothing that we can't deal with. But at least we'll get a start. And I kind of want to just dump this down anywhere. Anywhere in the grid where it'll help to increase. I mean, it's only 60 kilowatts, but it adds up. Production. We could really use some more of those, actually. So, what do I need for that? Steel. Hey, buddy. Remember how you were making all of that cool stuff before? Called steel. We're gonna need you again for that. So I'm gonna just start cranking out some steel so I can add more to the grid and actually get above the demand. I mean, we're not in a bad place, I think, as far as demand goes. I'm not really looking at the charts too much since they're kind of behind a bunch of things on my screen, but it looks like we're pretty much hitting demand. It's just fighting with it is the only thing. Here. Take some more coal. I know how much you like it. I'll take some of this. It'll be a fair trade, sort of. And once this one's done, I'm just going to dump the rest into the chest and let it deal with it. Here. You take that. We're going to need to refuel a couple of things, but we're going to have so much fuel on us that whenever anything needs to be topped off, that will be easy. Like, really easy. And on top of that, I think what I'm going to do, since I've got so much iron here, let's go ahead and throw an inserter down here and just start flooding this thing. So we can make a ton of steel. It's not like we're not going to use it for stuff in the end. And then the rest, we need one more inserter for this to be balanced. We need another 23. So 5, 10, 15, 20. 1, 2, 3. That'll account for the belts we've got here. And then I think I'll throw that into the machine too. And then just pump out a whole bunch of science. We should be pretty much in a good spot from there. And then actually, I know I keep changing what I'm doing, but before I finish, or once I'm done with all this stuff, and I'm about to do the science, I'll take whatever I've got here and make a couple solar panels just to try and help out that load of energy that we need for the demand on the grid during the day. Alright, so this is almost done. Here, take that. You take these. Yeah, we're hitting that point now. And last one. Boom. Okay. So that helps with all of that stuff. Now let's make a couple of these. We're almost up to the point of making a third solar panel, or fourth as far as our total is concerned. And then after that, I think it's time to start cranking out some science. We're gonna do science. I'll probably just put these all in this section in general for now. Eventually I'll put an organized section for the solar panels, but for now I just kind of want to put them somewhere on the grid so they're actually doing their jobs. Like that works. And I'd like to also keep them kind of near other stuff, hopefully so that if biters show up, they'll get distracted by the other items and belts and inserters and all that stuff instead of going for the solar panels, because these are a bit more expensive. Science better prepare itself for what's coming. You don't even know what's coming, do you, science? It's gonna go down kind of like this. That's gonna take a while. That's okay, though. It'll be working on it, and we'll have a decent amount of science coming out of this. Oh, Charles Rodine. I hope I pronounced that right. Thank you for the sub. Oh, you saw me on Shelby's PAX video? Thank you. Thanks for the sub. Yeah. Good old Shoobs. I definitely appreciate having you come by. Yeah, actually, we did another video too. March. I did a charity live stream then. You could check that on my other videos when we shut down. But about halfway through, I want to say, you'll probably want to, if you're looking for her, you'll want to go about halfway. It's Bodine. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Right. Like the food. My mistake. Boy, do I feel silly. Thank you for the correction, though. My girlfriend would probably kill me right about now for making that mistake, actually. That is pretty accurate. That would be a fair statement to make. So let's see. We're almost halfway, believe it or not, with the plastics research. But what we're going to do is we're just going to keep running this stuff. Unfortunately, we're not really doing anything else by hand anyway, so it helps to make this process a lot better. What happened, Sarah, and welcome. Good to see you again. Tell me your troubles. Although it doesn't sound like troubles. It sounds like something good happened, which I am totally for. I'm in support of the good things. Boudin. I'm not actually 100% positive on that now. Now you have me questioning it. French. Oh, well then. That is quite a tie to have. Having a huge black eye, everyone's power is out. How are you watching then? How did you do this thing? Are you on your phone? Are you like using your limited battery power just to watch me right now? Because man, would that be dedication. And I'm not trying to shame you if that's not it. I just am trying to piece this together in my head. Doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't add up. Well, thank you very much for that, Sarah. How's Sam doing, by the way? That's really sweet. You did say that, and I do appreciate that. And actually, so I want to let you guys know, because I know that some of you weren't here when I mentioned it before. I'm going to be putting out a short little announcement video tomorrow, and hopefully a second video. But the announcement video is going to be about where you can find Thursday's stream, because it probably won't be on YouTube. I'm going to be going through the official Streamers Connected channel, and I'll be up on their website. So I don't think that I'll be using... I think I'll be using their stream key, so I don't think I'll be able to also do it on YouTube for Thursday, but I'll definitely have a link in the description of tomorrow's video, so you'll want to check that if you want to see Thursday. I'm blah blah blah. I'm trying to pronounce it, I'm screwing up. Oh, you're a Twitch streamer also. Unbiden tie. Okay. I probably butchered that also. I must sound ridiculous. But but yeah, no, I'm over on Twitch also. That's really cool. What games do you play, by the way? I actually usually stream to both services at the same time, but I can on Thursday for the Streamers Connected thing. Unbed and tie. Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Alright. Thank you for bearing with me. He's sicky. Oh no. Poor Sam. I hope Sam feels better soon. Oh, Meg. Oh, Meg. Don't worry. I'll still manage to say that even if I'm the one seeming ridiculous and silly. You didn't come here because of my linguistic skills, I hope, because you are going to be sadly disappointed. I keep seeing different pronunciations written down in chat. Unbidden tie? Is that what you're trying to tell me? It's supposed to be? Is that how this thing works? Aww. You mean Tiny Box Tim over here? Because Tiny Box Tim loves visits. He thinks they are the bomb. As I immediately show my age to everyone in chat. Star Wars Battlefront. Ooh, cool. Watch Dogs. Shadow of Mordor. Oh, cool, cool. Interesting. Alright, cool. That's some pretty fun stuff. You know, I used to play Lord of the Rings Online, actually. Alright, sounds good, Sarah. Lord of the Rings Online, I bought a bunch of the expansions for that. I would love to get to check them out some more in the future, but I just haven't played it much recently. I started getting back into Star Wars The Old Republic, actually. Which you'll see popped up a couple of times in the past week or so on the channel. But I know that a lot of the old veterans for that game say it was so much better before it was free to play, but I didn't really play it at that point, so to me, I just enjoy the game. I like the way that they do conversation. It's kind of very Mass Effect-esque, so I enjoy that. Oh, it's starting to go up a little bit, so we'll drop this down to like 11, 10, 9. Do I need to do now? Oh, this is 6. Alright, we'll do 6 for 1, and then we should be able to drop that back down again. Let's see. Maybe I'm ignorant. Oh, that's alright. We all hide all these things. Don't worry about it. Cal from Cali. That's a pretty cool name, actually. Oh, I pissed somebody off. Where are they? Where are the aliens? Oh, they're down here. Hi, friends. It was just one. I mean, that's helpful that it was only one, but that kind of sets the tone, doesn't it? That's unfortunate. Alright. You do make me flirt with all the ladies in the game. It's true. I never wanted to do this. Check it out, tell him Charles sent you. You know what? Send me... Could you send me that info in a whisper on Twitch, Charles? Because knowing me, I will likely lose track of it later. And I don't want to... I don't want you to think that I'm, you know, trying to ignore or don't care or whatever else. Because I am interested. And time is usually another issue because running a channel, actually, I'm sure I don't have to tell you, running a channel takes a lot of time, and so does moving, which I'm still working on finishing up. And so does planning for someone's wedding or bachelor party and things of that nature. Short-term memory loss. Yeah, well, that happens. I'm just going to let that roll. I'm not even going to bother trying to challenge it. I typically do forget what was recently said, usually by me. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I know we're supposed to be finishing up, but we're going to finish up plastics research, and then I think it's going to be time to sign off for the evening. But yeah, if you could send me that info in a whisper over on Twitch, that would be awesome, Charles. That way I'll have it actually saved somewhere. Meg, I get enough bless your hearts over here to know exactly what that means. But I do still appreciate my most loyal of watchdogs. Or something like that. We have fun here. In case you haven't picked that up already, we have a good time. We have a lot of this science still cranking out before I'm gonna actually finish that research. I could have disassembled the burner miner. Small loss of materials. That may have been worth it, though. Oh, well. Whatever. That's the reason why I said the yeah, it's appreciated, Meg. Definitely is appreciated. Wow, even that has the price up now? 4, I guess. Apparently, I pissed it off a little bit by trying to get more oil rolling in. And does it really matter paying the extra 1 coin? No, but at the same time, I want to try and keep the cost as low as I can for now while I'm not even using oil anyway. Hey, welcome back, Sarah. Just throw this down here. And we should be pretty much, I mean, the lab should be in a pretty good spot to keep working until plastics are done, because I'm going to be cranking out enough science to keep them operational. And that's really just a matter of waiting for a moment until this finishes up. But that's probably going to be about all we do for the night. What else do we... You know what? I could really afford to top off some of these furnaces with some of this fuel, because I kind of want to keep working on iron for a long time. Yeah, that kind of shortened it a little bit. Here. We'll just do that again. Brother is crushing your leg. Why is he crushing your leg? Is he there watching, or is he just like crushing your leg because he feels like it? Oh, this is a stone furnace? I never upgraded that? Ooh. That's disappointing. Let's do that. Even though I don't need it, let's do that. And also, based on the stockpiles of iron, let's expand how many gear wheels we're willing to take. Because that should allow this to empty out a little bit better. Laying on, hurting the joints up. Yeah, maybe he shouldn't do that. He should probably get off your leg, like, now. As opposed to, like, soon now. There are a lot of us who would appreciate if he would just not be on your leg. Yeah, see, even Meg's on board. Meg knows what's up. Alright, we'll do this. Make the steel furnace. So, I mean, at the end, I guess I'll just go ahead and throw it down here. But for now, I mean, it's not even really going to pay, but at least they'll be more efficient. I think. I forget. I don't remember how these things work. Still 100 plus. Well, just going to wait that one out for now. You know what do stuff things. Playing Geometry Dash. Well, he can pause it. I've played Geometry Dash. And is it inconvenient to pause? Sure, but it can be done. Oh, I probably should be bringing coal over here, huh? I forgot about that a long time ago. But it looks like plastics is just about done. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all this coal, dump it back in our usual stomping ground over here. Let plastics finish up. Ah, yes. The age-old head smack. Just like Gibbs would do. As an older sibling, Meg, I'm sure that you do. Gotta keep him in check. So this should be buying something soon, but we're also... There it is. I knew that that was coming sooner or later. So I think the last thing we're gonna do is just queue up the next research, and I think for that what we're gonna go with is we're probably gonna go with battery so we can start working towards those accumulators. I do really appreciate those things, and then we can start to buy and sell energy. You can see it down here a little bit once we get all the prereqs out of the way. Oh, parents smack you and said, yeah, sometimes timing can be everything. But anyway, I believe that's going to be about it from me. I'm glad he got off, Sarah. That's going to be it from me. We've done it's about to hit 2 hours, 30 minutes for the stream, so it is time to wrap things up. But I'd like to thank you all so much for coming by. Thanks for engaging, for chatting, for hanging by and watching, for coming by regularly, for coming by for the first time, for subscribing, for all the loots, for everything that you guys do. It means so much, and I really do appreciate that. I can't say it enough. But if you haven't already and you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing or following if you're over on Twitch, and you can check out some of my other videos. You'll find tomorrow there will be an announcement video for where you'll find me on Thursday, so you'll want to look out for that. And I plan on having another video come up on Thursday, or tomorrow rather, as well on the channel. So something else to look forward to. It's one I've promised for quite a bit now, so I know some people are looking forward to that. But that is gonna do it for me, and I definitely do appreciate having you guys here and helping to create this positive community and helping to make a difference in the world, because that's what we're here for. We're here to have a nice, relaxing environment where people can be happy, respectful, be themselves, and also make a positive change in the world. So thank you all for being a part of that, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow and seeing you Thursday on the Streamers Connected channel. All right, have a good night, everybody.